Yesterday was a day filled of controversy in the world of racing. We had the incident with Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen at the British Grand Prix. Glad Max is doing well. It was a scary incident. Really glad he's doing well. That sparked a lot of heated emotions by drivers and by fans on social media, and it's kind of been a madhouse. And then yesterday in the Cup Series race at New Hampshire, NASCAR green flags the race, get it going when the track was wet, it was misting. A few laps later the rain picked up and the track quickly slicked and the leaders wrecked, including race leader Kyle Busch, who saw his day come to an unfortunate end because of it. That angered drivers and fans alike as well, and a lot of opinions were expressed on social media. But another controversy has kind of been swept under the rug as a result is how Aric Almirola's win at New Hampshire has just completely shredded the playoff picture. Now you've got Austin Dillon, who sits 13th by points out of the playoffs because Aric Almirola, who sits 23rd in points, had one really good performance to get to victory lane. The problem with that is that NASCAR has a system where one performance for a guy like Aric Almirola, who has not run well all year, is going to get him in the playoffs, while a guy like Austin Dillon, who's put together an impressive body of work throughout the whole season, is on the verge of missing the playoffs, just because of Almirola's one trip to victory lane. There's an emphasis on winning, and as there should be. If you're going to contend for a championship, you need to be able to win races. Now, Almirola did that yesterday, and all credit to him. I don't want to take anything away from what he did yesterday. He drove one hell of a race and rightfully earned that win. But should that really ensure him a spot in the playoffs when he hasn't even almost shown this kind of speed anywhere else this year? This is a guy who averages a finish outside of the top 20. 21.77 average finish to be exact, so basically averages a 22nd place finish. But he deserves to be in the playoffs over Austin Dillon, who averages a 13.36 average finish, basically a 13th place average finish. I don't think so. Those aren't the only stats I've got for y'all, though. Austin Dillon has 591 points, good enough for 13th by points. A guy who's 13th by points should be making the playoffs in a 16-driver playoff field. If NASCAR to set it up where it's likely that somebody that high up is going to miss is unacceptable. Almirola has only got 377 points, puts him tied for 23rd in the points. He only has 63.8% of the points Austin Dillon has. So not even 2/3 of the amount of points that Dillon has. But he's going to get in the playoffs over Dillon at this point. More stats. Through 22 races, Austin Dillon has 19 finishes in the top 20, while Almirola only has 11. So in only half the races this year, Almirola has managed to finish in the top half of the field. If you can't even finish in the top half of the field the majority of the time, you shouldn't get the chance to compete for a championship. I know I'm comparing apples and oranges here, but it would be almost like a NBA team with a losing record getting guaranteed a playoff spot just because they went out and beat the Lakers on national TV or something. It's just very gimmicky and not right for a team that's played terrible all year to get guaranteed a spot in the postseason because of one single performance. NASCAR is completely ignoring the fact that a team is putting together a whole body of work throughout 26 races, and choose to favor a team that only puts together one good performance throughout the whole year. We're seeing that come to fruition here. Dillon, who's put together that great body of work, and Almirola, who has been awful all year, has one good performance. He's in. It's created a whole a whole influx of problems at RCR because Tyler Reddick is the final driver in the playoffs as of now, only 5 points ahead of Austin Dillon. So yeah, you're gonna have teammates battling for that final playoff spot. You know, two teammates who previously were both over 100 points to the good on that playoff bubble. It's completely changed everything. With these 4 races left, 2 road courses, Michigan and Daytona, those are all races that can honestly get pretty crazy. We've got 13 winners at this point. I don't think it's an understatement to say that we could see 3 more new winners. And if so, you know, either you're going to have a race winner left out of the playoffs if Denny Hamlin manages to win the regular season championship, or if Hamlin falls to second in the points, you're going to have your driver that's second place in the point standings missing the playoffs. And there shouldn't be a system where that can happen. A team that's run up front all year and has accumulated a tremendous amount of points could miss the playoffs if things work out just right in these final few weeks, which it could very realistically work out like that. It's just not right. You have a team like Kevin Harvick's team missing the playoffs. You know, it's not a good situation, and I hope NASCAR makes some changes. I'm not going to go here and rant and rave about this without presenting a solution that I feel would fit. I think you got to raise the standards for what a guy that wins a single race has to do throughout the rest of the season to clinch a playoff spot. I think a driver who wins one single race should have to be top 20 in the point standings to clinch a playoff spot. A guy who's 25th in the points shouldn't clinch a playoff spot because he has a one-off elite performance and gets to victory lane. You know, that's a guy who struggles to run top 20, top 25 every week, and he shouldn't clinch a playoff spot by virtue of one race. You know, I think a guy who's 17th or 18th in points and wins, like, yeah, they put together some solid runs and they have rightfully earned their playoff spot. You know, give them their clinch spot. I think in terms of getting multiple wins, I think a guy 21st through 30th in points who could win twice, they deserve a spot. They deserve to clinch a spot. They've proven that they can get the job done on more than one occasion. It's not a fluke at that point. It's very much a team that's proven that they can get to victory lane, and it's likely that they're mired down where they are in points because circumstances haven't worked out. They've been a lot of wrecks, mechanical failures. You know, Aric could legit be slow equipment, but the facts are they've proven they can get the job done on multiple occasions, and I think you give them a spot at that point. And obviously injury waivers, I think we keep that the same as is. If you're on a medical waiver, you get to the top 30 points and win a race, you're in. I don't want to eliminate the possibility of a Kyle Busch type scenario in 2015. That was incredible what happened then. I don't want to eliminate that. So we'll keep that as it is. But I think standards need to be raised for a guy who wins a single race, because a guy that's run like Aric Almirola has all year should not have a clinched playoff spot because of one race. He entered the race 27th in points. We've got about 32 or 33 guys that run every single week. So Almirola is towards the very bottom of that group. He's not run well this year. You know, he's had a few good runs, solid runs, borderline top 10. You know, I think at Dover, he did wreck there, and that was unfortunate for them. Richmond, he ran well. Phoenix, he ran well. Daytona, he probably would have run well, and then he got wrecked. But, other than that, he's been mired down outside of the top 20 just about every week. That's not a playoff team, and that's where my problem is. Austin Dillon consistently finishes, top 10 or just outside the top 10. 6 top 10s. He's got a lot of 11th and 12th place finishes. He averages a 13th place finish. So that's a guy who consistently runs really well and has rightfully earned the playoff spot. And for him to be pretty likely to miss at this point because of a one-off win for a guy like Almirola is just not right. So, you know, hopefully NASCAR sees this. They probably won't, but hopefully they do, and they see the opinions of other fans who are being vocal on this, and choose to make some changes to the playoff system. I know a lot of fans have been vocal about this playoff system for a while, and how they want it completely gone. And I don't think it has to be completely gone, but I definitely think it's time for some change to scenarios that are likely to happen this year. It's time. So thank you guys for watching, listening to my ranting and raving about the whole deal. Being an Austin Dillon fan, it's definitely left me a little frustrated as a race fan, but it is what it is. The facts are, his team has not performed at the level they've needed to avoid this. Facts are, every team is in the same boat. This isn't something that specifically is out there to screw my driver over. In this case, it has screwed him over, but everyone's in the same boat. Has to work for this system, and his guys need to run better here in these last 4 weeks of the regular season. So hopefully they can get a win at Michigan or Daytona. I don't see it happening at the road courses, but Michigan and Daytona are great opportunities. Hopefully he can win at one of those, or at least reel in a whole lot of points and rally and get into the playoffs. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys make it through these 2 weekends without racing. It's not going to be fun. I'm going to miss it, but it's going to be really nice. We're back for Watkins Glen for NASCAR and Nashville for IndyCar on August 8th. It's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, click below and subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to grow my channel. I haven't been posting much videos lately, but I plan to get more out there as we move on through the summer and approach the playoffs, as well as all throughout the playoffs. I'm going to be traveling to Phoenix for a championship, so I'll probably post some stuff about that. And I'll be at the Formula One race in Austin in October, so definitely plan to post about that. So I'll definitely have more content coming as we move throughout the rest of 2021. So yeah, hope you guys have a great week, and ready for Watkins Glen.